Hey everybody, this is Crown Pokris, and today I'm going to be giving you my honest review of Sword Art Online Fractured Daydream. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button. We're approaching 1,400 subscribers, so I would really appreciate it if you enjoy this, hit that subscribe button. With that being said, the first thing I'd like to mention about this before we get started with the review is that I have played 50 hours in this game already at the time that I'm making this video. And also I have played the beta back before the game officially released for about roughly 10 to 20 hours. Not trying to flex because, obviously, like, playing 70 hours on a video game isn't like something to brag about, but I would just like to give you that as a point of reference, is that I haven't just played this game for like an hour and then making a review saying this game is garbage or you should buy this game. Like, I've actually put time into the game to try to give you a real review and if you should actually spend your money or not. I'm not just trying to get your view for a second of a click. I'm trying to like actually see, like, give you my opinion, show you what I've learned, and then you can make the decision based on this video and your own thought if you want to buy the game. We're gonna go over the pros and cons, and then ultimately tell you my opinion if I think you should pick up the game. The first thing I'd like to get started is the pros. The game is visually pleasing. It looks pretty. You look cool killing stuff. The monsters look cool. The bosses look cool. It's aesthetically beautiful in my opinion. I think the game is really like visually pleasing to play. Another pro in my opinion is that they're actually already planning on adding content. They have DLC planned on October 17th. We're going to get a new character, and in my opinion, I think that they're probably going to add more characters in the future, and probably add more bosses in the future as well on top of this, and probably more like co-op quests and things along that nature. There isn't any lag is another thing I'd like to discuss. You play with 20 different players across various internet connections, various countries, and some people don't really play with the best internet or have the best internet, but surprisingly, out of like all the hours I've spent, I've very rarely had any internet issue at all, and I play in an uh, the Asian network, and I have hardly any lag, hardly any stutter. You would think there would be, but there surprisingly isn't. Another thing I want to discuss is that there is a free battle pass that you get just for playing the game. You're like, oh, battle passes, but you get free cosmetics and free emotes, and it gives you legendary gear just for playing the game and doing your missions. Getting free legendary gear is kind of nice in this game, so it's not nothing to like scoff at. There's plenty of replayability with the different characters and different types of characters, such as rogue, mage, support, fighter, and tank. There's truly different playstyles that I feel like you can probably find a character or a playstyle with those roles to suit you. I found a couple characters that I enjoy. That being said, I found other characters that I don't enjoy. I don't really like their playstyle. I'm probably not going to hit max level on them, but that's the beauty of having 20 different characters to play. Another thing I would like to say, it isn't pay to win. There isn't any microtransactions that you can buy in the shop to make you stronger. The only thing you can buy in the shop is cosmetics. Um, so there isn't like a spend $20 and I get a legendary piece of gear and I one shot the boss. There isn't anything like that. Um, the story isn't half bad. There's plenty of it to go around. It took 12 hours for me to beat the story. Watching the cutscenes, you can skip it and it will significantly shorten the time to complete it, but in my opinion, why would you do that? If I bought a game, I'm going to play the game, I'm going to play the story, I'm going to experience the story. Even if it isn't the greatest story, I'm going to still try to get what I would say my money's worth out of the game. There's multiple different modes you can play to keep you busy. You have free roam. It's an open world chill mode where you can farm currency and items. You have co-op quests where you can do quests that are similar to story with up to 20 players, where you have a complete various tasks to win, such as like activating a tower, killing so many enemies in a room, killing a boss at the end of the trial. There's a tower determination where it's basically a time attack mode where you have to kill a certain amount of enemies before the time is up. You get rewards such as like gold or currency, whatever the currency is. I call it gold, but they have their own currency. There's raid bosses where the mode should speak for itself, but where you and a group of players can kill a strong, powerful boss that drop cosmetics and powerful weapons and accessories. There is plenty of things that you can grind, such as memories, so to speak, in quotations, that give you global HP and damage buffs. But as for any pro, there is normally cons in this game. As all the pros I mentioned, this game does have cons. Um, One of the cons is the game can feel repetitive. There is multiple modes, but for instance, where I'm particularly at in the game, I won't unlock a different kind of boss to attack or grind until I'm level 85, and I'm not even close to getting that with 50 hours in the game. I'm only level 50. I probably have around roughly like 20 hours before I can get the next boss unlocked, which, you know, that's 20 hours. That's an awfully long time. They give you a battle pass, but the dailies and weeklies can force you to do repetitive missions with characters that you might not like to play. For example, one of the quests I got was 15 co-op quests as a fighter. If you don't like any of the fighter selections, you'll just feel miserable forcing yourself to do a mode 15 times as a character or class you do not want to play, because you don't want to miss rewards, because they might not come back. I don't know, these rewards in this battle pass, they might not come back again. So you don't really want to miss them, but you may have to play a character that you don't want to play to get them. Another thing is the story isn't the greatest. It isn't awful, but it isn't the greatest. Without going into spoilers, I'm not going to discuss any spoilers in this game. You can, you know, I don't want to ruin that for you. The beginning started off strong in my opinion. It felt like it had potential, but around the midpoint, I found myself wanting to skip cutscenes. Like, I felt like it was very dry. I felt like some of the dialogue felt unneeded, very repetitive. The ending of this story did get my attention back. The climax was good. The final bosses and stuff like that, I had a lot of fun with that. But overall, the story wasn't a masterpiece. I would give the story, in my opinion, probably around a 6.5. Another thing I would like to say is the game can be a little pricey to some. I know $60 is the standard, but in my opinion, I think they probably should have did $50. However, you know, I mean, $60 is the new standard, but I can see why people would think that's a little bit expensive for this game. If you're not another con is if you're not the kind of player that likes grinding games where getting stronger and getting shinier gear, so to speak, and hitting the boss harder, hitting the mobs harder, as is a reward for you, then this game might not be for you. Like, yes, you can grind cosmetics, but there isn't a whole lot of other things like that. There isn't like a social aspect, like a, you know, like let's see, let's say for an example, like Sonic has the Chocobo farm or something like that. There isn't really like something like that along those lines. Um, with that being said, I would say, is the game worth it? In my opinion, I think it is. I really enjoy the gameplay. Um, it is a lot funner playing the game than watching someone play the game. I feel like that's the best way I can say it. I think the game is a solid 7.5 in my opinion. I'm enjoying playing the game. I'm having a lot of fun playing the game with viewers. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button again. I do a lot of content on the game. I play a lot of the game with viewers. I stream pretty much every day lately. You'll probably see me online at some point playing this. With that being said, please consider checking out one of my other videos if you enjoyed this. This is Crown Pokerus. Until next time, stay safe.